Hey everybody, it's Hussein Kabani, your favorite broker, and we are almost towards the end of May 2025. And here is another market update for all you beautiful subscribers and maybe for some of you new people that are about to subscribe. So basically right now in the market, there's not a lot of exciting things to happen. I wish I could have told you that, hey, all of a sudden it picked up and we have this huge spring market. It didn't happen, and my prediction is it's not going to happen at this point right now. We're basically, May 22nd, May 25th when we're recording this thing. It's not happening anymore, guys. I think now the best case scenario that what we can probably see is we're probably not going to have any kind of a spring, fall type of market. But the best case scenario, what we could see right now is just the sales to kind of pick up a little bit and then stay consistent for the rest of the months. It's still hard to tell where this whole thing is going to go. We are at a whole new level of inventory right now, north of 31,000 listings available for sale on the Toronto Real Estate Board. And I'm going to give you guys some stats about this, okay? And not to kill it on the inventory, because that's what I talk about, because it is a very important thing right now. If I looked at week over week inventory, this last week we went up by about 836 units, or that was 2.8% increase. Now, the week before that, we were almost at 1,200 units that came onto the market. But the 3 weeks prior to that, we were sitting around the twos numbers, okay? So it seemed like we were kind of leveling off. Then we had this spike, and now this last week, we saw that it came back down a little bit. So we're still north of 31,000 listings available for sale, which is a huge number. And to kind of put that into context a little bit for you guys, if I look at the inventory last year compared to where we are exactly on the day right now, we basically have 9,900 units more, about 10,000 units more than we even did last year at this time, which is about a 47% increase in inventory right now. The wild thing is that from January 1st of this year to May 21st, we basically have 106% more inventory. That's right, 106% more inventory. So we have 15,860 units more than we did January 1st. So yeah, our inventory is increasing dramatically. Now, what I also wanted to do is, because we have so much inventory, now I got to start to break down this inventory and say, hey, what does this actually mean? How much of this inventory is really valid, okay? And this is what I came up with, right? So when I look at the inventory levels, I want to see how many of these houses are actually sold conditionally or sold conditionally with an escape clause, which ultimately means is that they have an offer, someone's willing to purchase it, but they have contingencies in this offer that they need to work through. Might be financing, might be home inspection, might be lawyer review, might be condo status certificate, or it might even be on the condition of the sale of the buyer's property, okay? So rare, but it's happening a little bit more these days, okay? So out of all of the inventory that we had, about 1,300 units, out of 31,000 units, only 1,300 of them were sold conditionally, which is about 4% of our inventory in total. The interesting thing I found was this. So when I start to see listings that are aging or have high days on the market, that's where I start to kind of say, hey, are these people legit? Are they actually trying to sell their house, or are they just there to cause noise and confusion? So out of basically the 30,000 listings, let's call it, over 30,000 listings, 45 days on the market or more is almost 10,000 units, okay? So that starts to tell me that, hey, do we have 30,000 or do we have 20,000 sellable listings, okay? And the numbers kind of taper off at that point. But if we look at 2 months or more on the market, we've got about 6,600 listings on the market. And if we look at 3 months or more, we got, under 3,000 listings that are on the market. There is a lot of inventory. Is it all sellable inventory? That's what I'm trying to question right now. I don't think so. I think that, believe it or not, we still have sellers out there that have an expectation that they're still going to get, for some reason, their house is special enough that they're going to get a 2022 pricing, which I just don't think is going to happen in this market here right now. So yeah, our inventory position is high. In terms of sales, what we've seen year to date right now is that we're off by about 24%, which is about 6,700 sales right now. If I looked at week over week for this last week, I think it was a little bit different, only because we had the long weekend. So it showed that week over week, we're about down 5% based on the previous week, but I think that all the deals didn't firm up. So I think that we'll probably do a little bit better because of the long weekend, we got a little bit delayed. So I think we should be about par. Now, when it comes to pricing, I could tell you, like, say month over month, we're kind of losing 1%, 2% kind of thing. So it is happening. I think basically from the beginning of the year until or if we compare to last year to right now, we're probably down, if we compare just month over month kind of thing, about 4% in terms of average price. Now, every week when I do the weekly market update that gets posted on Instagram and our LinkedIn, we're basically seeing the prices being flat. One week, maybe the Durham region is going to be up and York is going to be down, and it flip-flops the following week. So more or less, we've seen it being flat. Now, again, the question comes up is this. Between yesterday and today, I saw 200 more listings come up onto the market. So our inventory still continues to climb. Our rate of sales are not really increasing that much at this point right now. But again, same story, that we haven't really seen a big downward or upward pressure on price. And this is where we are sitting here right now in this weird territory, whereas, hey, listings are continuing to pile up, our sales are not picking up, prices are sitting flat. What happens next? I've said this before, but I think that if we continue to see inventory pile up without the sales increasing, we're gonna have to see a downward pressure on price. Now, if we do see the sales start to pick up and our inventory kind of level off, then I think that maybe we'll see the price start to kind of flatten out. I don't really think we're going to see an increase. I think that there's too much inventory right now and not enough demand to see an increase in price, at least not this year. And if it is, it's going to be very, very, very small. But I think that overall, this is the best case scenario where our sales picks up, our inventory stops coming onto the market. And I think the other best thing that can happen over here is I can see the listings. There are some people that are just fishing for a number, and there's no need for these people to be on the market. Now, if you're one of those people that's on the market that has a listing up there for 1.5 million, but your house is really worth 1.1 million, and you're just like, well, let me just try to cash out, I think you're actually hurting yourself here right now, because you're causing noise in the marketplace right now. And when you go to cash out in the future, if this continues to happen, this is what's going to be one of the reasons that the prices are actually going to come down, because you're listed at 1.5 and you're not really serious. You have a $1.1 million house. The guy that has a $1.1 million house that's priced correctly at $1.1 million can't sell because there's so many people causing this noise. Guess what? If that person actually has to sell, they're going to have to come down in price. So by all of this extra noise in the marketplace right now, and if you think that you're going to be smarter or cash out at a higher number, I think that you're actually just hurting your chances, and you're actually depreciating your property by being on the market. Right now, the strategy in the market is price right. Like, price ahead of the curve, like my friend Steve says, like price ahead of that curve. There has been a couple of instances here right now where we've given appraisal value for a property, doing some deep analysis and market comparables and telling somebody your house is worth X. And then when they come back to list on the market a month later, it's just not worth the same thing anymore because there's been more listings on the market, more things have been sitting, there's been more noise on the market. So if you're looking to sell your property right now, pricing ahead of the curve right now is going to be the best thing that you can do. Likely, you might even generate some multiple offers if you're priced very attractively and you have a good show. If you're a buyer in this market right now, I think you're in an amazing spot. As long as you're doing your due diligence, it's one of the biggest investments you're probably ever going to buy. So why wouldn't you? There's so many resources online right now that you could check neighborhoods, you can check pricing, you can check how the area has been performing over a long period of time. And you should do this due diligence and then partner up with the realtor that's up on the game, that works in that area, that understands what's going on and is going to look out for your best interests. Like, I think we have an amazing story because of a buyer that we worked with this past week. They're buying their first home. They've been in the market before. They've had a condo, and we saw a house in Pickering that was listed at 1.2 million. And off the top, I was like, hey, I think that's a good deal based on the comps. I understand the comps. I can basically recite them to you right now, what's sold on that street. And I looked at it and I said, this is a really good deal. Clicked through pictures, great presentation, looks really well organized. We go into the property and we're like, hey, like everything is really good. So we made him an offer, and I thought that the property should be worth at least $11.75, but we went back with like evidence, supporting our comparables, trying to like show the seller's agent where we see weaknesses and whatever. We're able to negotiate $50,000 off that price. I think that we got a steal of a deal. I told my client, when we go in and we negotiate at this level, that's like stealing. I thought we're still gonna end up $25,000 higher, and that would still be a great deal. So for buyers out there, there's amazing deals, but you have to know where you're looking and how to actually find these kind of deals. If you work with the right agent that's working these areas, they'll probably know and they'll probably look out for your best interests at the same time. In short, right now, I don't think that the market is doing anything dramatic over here. We are seeing the inventory come up, sales aren't really picking up, and I think that a lot of this is going to be hinged on what happens with our economy overall. Our inflation came in a lot cooler than anybody was expecting at this point right now. Going into June, I'm pretty sure we could see a rate reduction of at least a quarter point at this point. July is probably going to be the same thing. You know, we're sitting at 2.75 overnight lending rate right now. By the end of the year, we're probably going to be at 2% or 2.25%. Do I think that's going to bring out all of the buyers in a crowd? No, I don't think so. I don't think that's going to really make a difference to real serious buyers here at this point right now, but it does help the market move along a little bit. I think another big thing is that now that we have a federal government in place, hate it or love it, we have one in place right now. And now the bigger thing is going to be to figure out a trade agreement with the US. Once we kind of figure out a trade agreement with the US, I think the dust will start to settle a little bit more. And yes, people are going to get affected by the new agreement that's going to come in. People are already affected, but at least you will have a way to kind of move forward. One last thing I'm going to say before I wrap this thing up is this. I follow a bunch of people online as well. I forgot this guy, he's an Asian dude, and he keeps talking about the market and showing all these stats. I forgot his name, but he basically is harping on how bad of a home investment it is, how bad it is. And I know a couple of other people out there that are just saying Canada's screwed and you shouldn't be buying houses in Canada and everything is messed up. Guys, not everyone has the luxury of moving somewhere else, having all of these kind of things or whatever else like that. So what's your option? Is your option to put your head in the sand and say, okay, everything is screwed up, I'm just going to sit here and hopefully nothing hurts me? Or are you going to have to say, hey, listen, we understand that there's 100 years worth of history. We've gone through world wars, we've gone through pandemics, we've gone through huge economic downturns, and eventually this thing's going to turn. And in that meantime, I need to go somewhere to sleep. Like, I'm going to have to sleep somewhere. And in the long run, it's going to get better. I mean, can it get worse? Yeah, it can get worse. But is that how you want to walk around and say things are just going to get progressively worse? Honestly, even if things get better, I bet you they'll get worse for you if you have that attitude. So I think that we have to look at it in a positive way. We have to look at the history. And at the end of the day, I'm not trying to sell you an investment to say, hey, you're going to get rich off of this thing in 1, 2, 3 years. I don't think so. Anyone that's working with me, I'm telling them minimum 5 years. I say minimum 7 years. You got to be in this property. You got to sleep somewhere. It's probably a good investment. If you're going to be there, you're comfortable with your job, everything is good, and you can afford this place, lock into a fixed rate. Fixed rates are very attractive right now. I'm looking at some of my variable rate mortgages and saying, I'm at 6.39 on one property here right now. I know it's variable and I'm paying the rate of 4.05, but I'm still paying a payment at this high level. So maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to refinance that property or just redo the mortgage on it so I can get that lower rate. Guys, like, there's a lot of cool options here that we can utilize. You just need to be talking to the right people. And if that strategy is something that you're interested in, I encourage you guys to contact Vern at Fidus Mortgages. I think he's got a lot of cool strategies to work around these things. Hope you guys have found this informational. This is from the ground, okay? We're working in the ground. We're looking at the market every single day. And this is what I can tell you of what I'm seeing is going on and how our clients are being very successful in this market. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please subscribe, share it with your friends, send us your referrals, and call us to buy or sell real estate. Until next time, guys, remember one thing, get Kabani, get sold.
Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold.